Oopsie. Hey guys, I was holding this up. I thought I was taking the picture. Well, anyway, this is a reading for Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully you guys are all doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius, fire sign Sagittarius. So it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc., money, all forms of abundance. All right. And this is also a timeless reading. So for some, if it doesn't resonate within the original time frame of March 19th through April 19th, it may also take a couple of months to show up in the future, or maybe it showed up already in the past for you. So as an example, it could be 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, or a year in the past, a year in the future. All right, so it will be different for everybody, but all are welcome here. Even if you are not a sun sign Sagittarius, a rising sign Sagittarius, or have your moon in Sagittarius as an example, since we all have Sagittarius somewhere within our each of our individual birth charts, okay? It's like I said, we all have Sagittarius energy somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and get into your reading in just a moment here, Sagittarius. I did want to go over a couple of things. You do have, as like a little foreshadowing, you did have 7 major arcana show up here in your reading. So that does speak of like a significant amount of change, either again coming up or already maybe started. Some of it maybe already has taken place a little bit, or it's from the past, okay? But anytime you have a lot of major arcanas, it does speak of a lots of change, okay? So that's pretty cool to see. I know some of the other signs have been getting, here and there, a lot of major arcanas, but I don't think you yet, Sagittarius, had that happen up until now. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I also wanted to mention that after the live, I will be posting the one photo I take at the end of all the cards in case you want to see it later, more up close in detail, or yeah, just look at it later. So if that's something you want to do, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to get to my Facebook page and view the photo. But yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and do a little sound bell and get into your reading here. Now, I did get a new sound bell thingy that has felt on it, so it's supposed to be, better sound. So I've tried it, and it seems not as harsh as the other one, but just be aware, it might still be loud, maybe not as harsh. All right, so let's just get all the dog hair and cat hair out of there. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen as well. But it's just for some grounding and healing for the reading for you guys and for me. I can't remember if I said that already. All right, here we go, Sagittarius. Okay, I'm going to put this over here so I don't block your view of the cards placements anyway. All right, and I'm going to set my little general timer over here just so I kind of know generally what time it is. Okay, so we're going to start in the center here and then work outwards to your tarot confirmation cards that I use another deck for, since I'm using 2 different decks. And then we'll also talk about what's in the top and the bottom of each of those decks to get even more insight into your reading. And then at the very end, we have a couple oracle cards for you as well. So I did want to say too that Oh yes, if you're new, of course, welcome. And even if you're not new and you're coming back, welcome back. I both appreciate both energies, of course. So thank you, thank you. So we're gonna say as kind of like a general, time frame that this first row going across could be energy from around, let's say, March 19th through the end of March, so March 31st, which is tomorrow. Okay, and in this third row here could be energy around, let's say, April 1st through April 9th or so. Again, it could be a little bit before, a little bit after, it's not exact. And then the last row going across here would be energy from about April 9th to about April 19th or so. Okay, one more thing too, before I call out your cards and then we'll go in order, is that when I was saying in the beginning that we all have Sagittarius somewhere in our chart, if you don't already know your other placements, I always really encourage everyone to find out. You can get a free birth chart online, even if you don't have your exact birth time, because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign or with your moon sign and your rising sign, okay? Or it just gives you even more insight into what's going on for you, okay? So if this isn't about you directly, never force a reading, first of all, if it doesn't fit, but also if it's not about you directly, it could be about a person that you're dealing with or multiple people that you're dealing with, or it could be about the general astrology of this time or even the collective unconscious. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. All right, let's call out your cards here. So we have the Queen of Staves, or also known as Queen of Wands in other decks, in the reverse position. We have the Hermit in the reverse position. We have the Ace of Cups right side up. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Magician in reverse. We have the Empress right side up. We have the Eight of Sacred Circles, also known as Eight of Pentacles right side up. We have the Prince of Swords right side up. And we have the Four of Staves right side up, also known as Four of Wands right side up. All right. And one other thing too, when I was mentioning the major arcanas, right? Since you have 7 here in your reading, it's a significant amount of change either coming up, already started, or happened in the past in some way. Let's go ahead now and call out those zodiac signs, the other zodiac energies that I do see here present in your reading, in case some people are wondering. Okay, so we do have some Cancer energy with the Chariot. We have Virgo, the Hermit. We have some Gemini, Sagittarius with the Magician. We have Libra with the Empress. We have Leo with the Strength card, and we have Gemini with the Fool card again. And then we also have one more. The Wheel of Fortune actually represents 4 different zodiac energies. So we also have Leo again. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Okay, so why am I saying this? It doesn't necessarily have to mean anything to you, but if you're dealing with a particular person or multiple people, maybe they're one of those signs, okay? Or it could also be that they have certain zodiac signs predominantly in their birth chart, or you do, or multiple people do, or again, it could be something about the general astrology of this time, or it means nothing at all. So just wanted to mention that, okay? All right, but getting back to your reading here, I mean, it's all about your reading. Let me just turn that down. It's music for the dogs. Let's get to your first card. So we have the Queen of Staves in the reverse position, also known as Queen of Wands here. All right, and this could be energy from the recent past that's kind of trickling into the beginning of your reading. And the recent past will be different for everyone. It could be a couple hours ago. It could be a couple of days ago, months, weeks, years, etc. Okay. Excuse me, but with this Queen of Staves in the reverse position, it's almost like you here, Sagittarius, could be not feeling all the way yourself during this time period, the last 2 weeks or so of March, in certain aspects where maybe your confidence is down a little bit, or you're still trying to figure out something emotionally. And so that is making you hesitate, or another person or energy hesitate as far as leveling up, because, right, she is a queen in the reverse position. So it could just be as simple as an energetic blockage or a little bit of stagnant energy. But we will talk about, what's on the top and the bottom of your deck along with that card in just a moment. Well, actually, let's just do it right now, because basically my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of this deck with not only your first card, but your second card too. So we'll just kind of go in order here. It makes more sense. Okay, so now, when we talk about what's on the top and the bottom, this is energy from the way, way back past, whatever that means for you further back in the past. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and now we have on the bottom, the Chariot in reverse in relation to your Queen of Staves in the reverse position. So it looks like in some way here, Sagittarius, in the way, way back past, perhaps luck wasn't all the way on your side or favorable in some way, or you weren't feeling particularly abundant or lucky, or you weren't feeling like it was the right favorable time or complementary time for something. And when this happened, it also brought a little bit more of this stagnant energy or energetic blockage as far as the Chariot being in the reverse position too. It could have also been about, again, when this Queen of Staves in the reverse position, just to show you right side up, if it was right side up, she has the Nile River behind her, right? Whether it's reversed or right side up. Now, also with it has water behind the Chariot, whether it's reversed or right up. So the water in the tarot represents our emotions. Okay, so it could be that something was going on here as far as someone's emotions in the way, way back past, where possibly some masculine and feminine energy wasn't balanced, that was reinforcing this feeling of not feeling abundant or not feeling like luck was on your side or wasn't the right time for something here. So when it shows up in relation to this card, it could be that this happened in the past, but maybe it triggered again, and it's a little bit of some type of pattern that possibly you yourself here, Sagittarius, are trying to get out of, or an energy that you're trying to get out of, or the other person, multiple people, general environment, situation, astrology, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to show you that for a second. And like I tend to always say in my readings is that we all have energetic blockages or stagnant energy, throughout our life at different times. So even though, we have one here in your reading, we might have another one too. It's not the end of the world because you still have some really good positive cards here. Okay, so moving forward right along, we're getting into your second card, which is the Hermit in the reverse position. And that's some of that Virgo energy I mentioned at the beginning, okay? Now, with the Hermit in the reverse position, the Hermit reminds me of very much High Priestess energy. So it represents intuition. So there could be something, happening here, Sagittarius, for those last 2 weeks or so of March, or maybe it even goes into a little bit of April in the first week or so, where someone is denying that intuition. They don't want to, or you don't want to, or the energy doesn't want to go within and find their own answers, to listen to themselves, to go off from the crowd a little bit, whether it's physically going off or energetically going away from people, to hear those answers more clearly. Someone is not doing that or hesitant to that energy here, okay? So when it's kind of following the Queen of Staves, it's like, well, how can you work on your emotions and channel it into something positive if you're not willing to listen to your own intuition about something, okay? Or work on your confidence, or just work on being ready to level up in some area of your life and become a queen, right? Become a leader, or, right? Get into a leadership role, whether it's an actual leadership role or just means stepping into your own power. If you don't get in touch with your own intuition, then you most certainly can't step in, to your own power fully, okay? So when we put, again, these two cards from the way, way back past, they also wanted me to talk to you about them again with that Hermit in the reverse position. Okay, so again, this is way, way back past energy. So somebody wasn't, or an energy wasn't feeling abundant, right? Abundance isn't just about money. It's like ability to manifest whatever it is you want in your life. So in the way back past, maybe someone here was struggling with that, or they didn't feel like it was the right time for something, or luck wasn't completely on their side in some way. Okay, and then also there could have been a little bit of this energetic blockage or stagnant energy around some type of masculine, feminine energies that wanted to bring you forward, but for some reason it was kind of a completely slowing down of energy, okay? So again, when we talk about our intuition, right, with the Hermit in the reverse position. If someone's denying their own intuition or can't hear themselves or don't want to hear what their inner guidance system or their guides are telling them, then it's almost like, yeah, then of course the Chariot's going to be in the reverse position. Of course, your masculine and feminine energies are going to be unbalanced, or the other person's energies are going to be unbalanced, or the energy in itself, or the collective unconscious, or the astrology of this time period, right? It will be different for everybody. But moving forward, like I say, nothing lasts forever, and energy always, of course, ebbs and flows. Because here we come into your third card, and it's such a nice breath of fresh air. We have the Ace of Cups now in the right side up position. So this is all the aces are about: new beginnings, right? But emotional new beginnings, with the cup and the water in the tarot representing the emotions. So now we're talking about whatever, again, you want to manifest in your life emotionally. It's going to be like you're going to get that and more, okay, flowing outwards. You're going to have more than you need, okay? But also when we see in particular the Ace of Cups right side up, it talks about a resiliency energy. So you've worked really hard to get to this point, or the other person is, or multiple people. General environment, astrology, collective unconscious, something going on here, okay? So it could be that for some of you guys, when this Ace of Cups right side up shows up, it's like now that maybe the emotions are a little bit more easier to deal with, and you've been resilient in some way, even though you had some energetic blockages, or the other person did, or there was some stagnant energy, that what I was starting to say was the resiliency comes from, in other decks you'll see lily pads, little tiny lily pads, okay? So the lily pad plants, whatever you want to call it, lilies, lily pad, yeah. Why am I struggling with that? It's lily pads. When it shows up, it's a symbol for being resilient, right? Because we typically think of plants like growing in the ground, in the soil, in the dirt, but they also grow in water. So it's an evolution, right, of that plant being like over hundreds of thousands of years, possibly even being like, I'm going to survive, okay? Even though it's a difficult environment situation, I'm going to still survive. I'm going to bring something beautiful out of that. So when this Ace of Cups shows up right here for you, Sagittarius, it could be because you were like trying to hold on and you didn't give up, or the other person, again, multiple people, general environment, didn't give up, that now you're getting this fresh start, this new beginning energy, this emotional fulfillment, contentment, whatever you want to be in your life, or have in your life, or manifest in your life. It feels more possible now, okay? So remember, again, since this is your third card, the last one in the first row going across, it could be energy that you're starting to see towards the end of March, like, right, we've got one more day here. But it could also trickle, it could trickle, oh my God, it could triple and then trickle into the next week or two even, right? It could go forever. Let's make it go forever, right? But this is really nice to see here, especially after the first two cards. So then moving forward, now we're in your second row, which could be energy around, let's say again, March 1st through March 9th, okay? It's not exact, but we have the Eight of Swords in the right side up position. And now this is how you definitely want to see this card, because this means that here, Sagittarius, you yourself, another person, general environment energy, is letting go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in their head about something, okay? So that's shows progress and shows growth, and right, you don't want to be stressed out if it was right side up with all those things weighing on you. So somebody here is letting that energy go. And it's awesome. It's almost like we go from the Ace of Cups, right? So then the Eight of Swords in reverse. So you have the cups is the emotions, the swords in the tarot represent our intellect, our mind, our logical brain, right? So it's almost like when your emotions or their emotions are in a more positive place, in a more resilient place too, and a fresh energy start place, then it's natural that then you can start to, or they can start to let it go of any lingering anxiety, worry, overthinking, okay? So very nice to see here, Sagittarius. Now moving forward, we also have a little bit, again, of an energetic blockage or a little bit of stagnant energy. And this could be more towards, I'm just turning the music up here for a second. That could be more towards perhaps the middle of this time frame from April 1st through the 9th, let's say, but we have the Magician in the reverse position here, okay? So this is something that perhaps triggers you or triggers them or triggers multiple people because we had all this progress. It was like the first two cards, slowing down, stagnant energy. The next two cards, go, 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 energy, positive momentum, lots of inner work being done, seeing the results. And then we come to the fifth card. It's like a complete stop again of the energy. Okay, so again, it could just be as simple as an energy. Sorry. Hermes, come here. No. It could be as simple as an energetic blockage or stagnant energy, but somebody is now, excuse me, having a harder time manifesting, right? Because the Magician is in reverse. Somebody is maybe dealing with, again, some confidence issues, or they don't feel like they have all the tools that they need to manifest whatever it is they want in their life, okay? Because if he was right side up, he has on his table all of the minor arcana, okay? So he's got the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles, if it was right side up. So those are his tools, okay? So when it's in reverse, it's like, oh no, I don't have my tools. So, you know, it could be as simple as you feel that you don't have all the things that you need to feel comfortable to manifest something, or for the other person. It could also be, again, I'm not feeling as confident without those tools in some way. But it's just also, like I said originally, that this energy of not wanting, no, that's not the right way. Of course, we're always wanting to manifest something, but it's more of the energy of having a harder time doing that, okay? It's almost like you forgot the lesson of the Ace of Cups, where you were really resilient and you were still able to manifest these beautiful things emotionally, right? So the cups talk about the emotions and the water. So maybe here now, when we're talking about the Magician in reverse, maybe it's more physical world. Maybe it's more 3D world. It's not necessarily emotional world, 5D spiritual world, right? Inside our heart chakra. Maybe now with the Magician in the reverse position, you all right, Hermes? He's coughing over there. Sorry. Maybe now with the Magician in the reverse position, it's more of maybe having a harder time manifesting in the 3D physical world, right? This table where we pay our bills, that kind of thing, okay? But we'll break it down and we'll keep going forward, because just as like a foreshadowing, your next card is right side up and in a good position. So it doesn't necessarily last too long, but let's dive in deeper here to maybe see another couple of reasons why the Magician is in the reverse position. So now we're going to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. And again, this is energy from the way back past, whatever that means for you. Could be a couple of days ago, hours, minutes, seconds, weeks, months, and years, okay? But what we have is two of your other major arcanas here, the Fool in the right side up position on the top, and the Strength card on the right, in the right side up position on the bottom, okay? So here we have some Gemini energy and also some Leo energy here, all right? So this could be basically saying here, Sagittarius, that in the way back past, perhaps you yourself or multiple people or general environment situation was more trusting, okay, with the Fool card right side up, was more, willing to take a risk in some way, was more open to looking foolish to others and possibly yourself. Okay, it's a very youthful energy. When you see the Fool card, it's almost like the sun, okay, the sun card in the tarot in different ways. But then also with the Strength card, perhaps you were feeling more passionate, more creative, more courageous. You were feeling like you could handle making a leap of faith, or again, trusting in the divine that things will work out to everyone's benefit, to your best benefit. But then here with the Magician in the reverse, again, maybe it's talking about the resources, the tools, right? When I say tools that he has on his table, if he was right side up, the minor arcana, the swords, the pentacles, the wands, what did I leave out? This, and the cups, right? It's like there's another one. Those is just a metaphor for our tools, for our resources. So if you're feeling, or the other person is feeling more in this present current energy, that first week of April or so, or maybe even the second week, that you don't have enough resources here and it's affecting your confidence or affecting the way you manifest, maybe this is just reminding you that if you were able to do this in the past, or someone else was, that you most certainly can do it again. So maybe it's telling you, right? The Fool card is that Gemini air energy. So it's like once we make a choice in our mind that we're going to make a leap of faith or trust in the divine, it's always the first thing, just like most things, starts as a thought and then we see the action. Okay, so maybe it's saying just start there, start in that mind energy, that air energy, to get back into that full quality, right, of new beginnings and making a leap of faith and trusting. And then also with the Strength card, it starts in the mind too, right? Typically you see, like you do in this deck, this woman, here with this lion, right? So sometimes you see her prying open the lion's mouth in other decks. So it's like that physical strength. But mostly in the tarot, we're talking about metaphors, and we're talking about also emotional strength, and we're talking about spiritual strength, and we're all of those things, right? So maybe it's saying that before you get those resources in the 3D or get the confidence reestablished in the 3D, maybe you need to start with the mind and then start with your heart chakra in some way and just believe in yourself. Be your own fan first, okay? That kind of thing. Or the other person or multiple people, general environment situation, okay? But let's keep going forward because we've got some other good stuff coming up. I'll just put those under there since we talked about them already. All right, and bring everything up. So then your next card is your 6th card in the second row, or yes, your 6th card in the second row is the Empress in the right side up position. So that is some Libra energy here as well. Could be a little bit of Scorpio too. But we see this pregnant woman here, okay? She looks like a queen, right? She's the Empress. She's resting against her throne. So with the Empress, I always say it's like the businesswoman of the tarot or the CEO. She delegates tasks. She is at the top of her game, or she is also, she has the qualities of leveling up in some way. So it could be that towards the end of the first week or even second week of April here, Sagittarius, you are starting to embody those qualities yourself, or there's someone around you that's inspiring you, or there's a mentor that has those qualities themselves, right? But it's about planting the seeds for the future. So how can I be successful in the future and manifest whatever it is I want in my life? Or don't want in my life too, right? How can I delegate tasks to others because I can't do everything, be everywhere at once, but how can I have a good team, a good support system like the throne, right? So that would be friends, family, lovers, mental health care worker, etc., whatever your support system is. So you can also, with the waterfall in the background, channel those emotions into a positive place so you can keep manifesting and moving forward, because that's what this card represents too: progress, forward momentum. And it is a lot of feminine energy as well, okay? Creativity, all that stuff, okay? So really nice to see here this Empress card for you, Sagittarius, especially right after the Magician in reverse. So like I said, that energetic blockage or stagnant energy, it doesn't last long, okay? And everything, I do believe, happens for a reason, and there is divine timing. So maybe this was, again, the Magician in reverse, almost like telling you to be your own fan first, to start in the mind and figure out how you can start there before you then move into the physical 3D world. And then possibly you do it, right? And then you have planted the seeds for the future. Okay, so really beautiful to see here, Sagittarius. All right, now moving forward, And I think Scorpio had this too. I can't remember now. It was a couple days ago. But we are going into your third row here. And this is energy around April 9th through April 19th. But this is another card I believe Scorpio and maybe even some of the other signs had coming up either in the second row or the third row in different places, of course. But it is the Eight of Sacred Circles, right side up, also known as Eight of Pentacles, right side up. So this is a very productive energy. It talks about busy times, okay? Having lots of energy, either learning a new skill or a craft or deepening your knowledge of a skill or a craft you already knew, but it's really busy energy, okay? So it's almost like maybe, again, the Magician was in the reverse position because you had to work on a couple of things, or the other person did, or multiple people did, general environment situation, and then it got you into the Empress energy, the boss woman, the CEO energy, moving forward. And then you have the energy going really, really fast and being really productive. Okay, so this could also have something to do with astrology, since I saw it in a couple other of the zodiac readings here too. It could be saying that right, every time we get into a new month, it can be like a week or so, possibly for some, not everybody, of adjusting to now we're in a new month. Okay, so we have a new set of bills, we have this and that. So maybe by that second week or mid of the month, the middle of the month, mid-month, people are now more in flow and they're ready to like get really busy and get really productive at something. Not saying you're not productive at other times of the month, but this could be just what's going on here, because this card kind of has been showing up again more in the second, third row for some of the other zodiac signs as well. But I love to see it here for you, Sagittarius. So very nice. All right, though, let's keep moving forward. And now we have your eighth card. I was like, wait, I can't count. Your eighth card, your second card in the third row, the Prince of Swords in the right side up position. And this is a very nice card to see in this position, okay, because his sword is in the right side up position. He's holding it right side up. So again, that is our mind, our intellect, our logical brain. So he is actually partnering it up with the water behind this Japanese swordman, or samurai, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's water behind him. So he's working with the heart chakra, the emotions, the water, and also his logical brain and his sword. Okay, so he also knows that the sword has dual purposes, right? So it can be a weapon or a tool, but here he's definitely thinking about meditating. His eyes are closed in this card, if you can see it. And so he's like, how do I want to use this swift energy of the mind in the good higher aspects or higher vibrations of the mind or the air energy? Okay, how can I use that moving forward? Maybe he's going to use the sword as a tool to clear his path, to cut the branches back, right? Or maybe he's going hunting. We don't know, right? There's just a couple of like metaphors or examples there. But it is really great for momentum and positive energy. And also really small too. In the background of the card, I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the lighting, there's some birds in the background, like way off in the distance up here. So when we talk about air energy and the mind, right, and we talk about birds, they see things from a higher perspective, okay? So it could be that here, Sagittarius, your energy towards the middle of April, you are able to now see things from a higher perspective, or other people are that you're dealing with, or just the general astrology, collective unconscious. But it's very, very nice and very positive to see. Excuse me. I'm just going to take a sip here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so then, water and coffee are life. Side note. So then we go into your ninth card. I can't talk. Your ninth card. Your last card in the main center here. And it's really beautiful. It's the Four of Staves or Four of Wands right side up. So this speaks of, for some, a union energy, okay? And it can be a higher vibrational energy, but it can be a romantic union. It can be a work partnership, okay? It can be with friends or family, or even different parts of yourself coming together here. But here we see these two Egyptian people, and they're very relaxed in a comfortable environment, and they're communicating, okay? It does also have the energy of a celebratory energy, right? So you have the wine and the cheese in the foreground, but it's a very comfortable energy, right? There may be other people in the party that are just not in the card, that are off in the distance, but it's just that relaxed atmosphere that's like the comfortability between two people or two energies, even perhaps that are open to communicating with each other. And there's like an equal reciprocity, or even again higher vibrational union perhaps for some, maybe not everybody, because it's not necessarily, if you're familiar with the tarot, it's not necessarily like the Two of Cups or the Lovers card, but it is just like they feel very comfortable. Okay, I'm just going to keep saying that. They feel very comfortable together. So whether it's a higher vibrational union or it's a lower vibrational union, it's like these two people or these two energies are mirroring each other, and they're feeling comfortable with each other. Okay, so however you may resonate with that, it is, like I said, celebratory energy. It's for momentum, it's progress. And the other thing too, much like the swords, the wands are dual purpose. So a wand can be a weapon, okay? It can protect you, it can hit people, right? But it can also be a tool. So the wand can be made into a spear and you go fishing with it, or you take that wand and build a house, okay? But the wands in the tarot also talk about our defenses, okay? So in this position, in this card, it would be the wands are in a positive placement. So it means that your defenses are not too high where you're blocking people out and creating walls, but it's not too low either where you're just letting people step on you or take advantage of you. And if we talk about the wands as far as our health and our immune system, that is a defense system. That is a wand too. It could be also about your health. If you're watching this reading for matters of health, it could be that you're also in better health. But that's just kind of like a side note, because it's just really good all around, however it may resonate for you. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your tarot confirmation cards here as well. So I'll go ahead and call them out, and then we'll kind of go in order. And I just realized too that you do have one repeating card here, Sagittarius. I apologize, I'll add it to the title later for the video. But this second deck that I'm working with, it's a newer deck for me, so sometimes I just missed it, okay? But you have the Wheel of Fortune right side up. That's why I said it's a repeating card, because we'll talk about it with the other one from way back in the past, the beginning of the reading. And then you also have your second tarot confirmation card is the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles right side up, and then you have the Three of Cups right side up. Okay, so when we talk about the tarot confirmation cards, as far as the first two, this is energy from the recent past, whatever that means for you. And then the last two is more about future, current energies, possibilities, probabilities. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up your first one, the Wheel of Fortune, with also its repeating card, the other Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so when this happens, it is a particular message from Spirit to pay closer attention. Whether one is right side up or whether one is reversed, it's still a repeating card. There's usually 72 cards in every tarot deck, so that's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out again. And here, one is energy from the way back past, the smaller card here, and then this one again is energy from the recent past. So they're both past energies, but one is further back than the other, okay? And one is reversed. So if you look at it in just the terms of just these two cards, you can see some growth here, Sagittarius. So remember when I was saying at the beginning of the reading that the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position means you're not feeling particularly abundant, or the other person is, the general environment, situation, or energy. You're not feeling like luck is on your side. It's not the right time for something, okay? But here, it's right side up. So it goes from reverse to now right side up. Okay, so it could be, you know, basically saying that now this energy that started in the recent past, it started to become, what's the thing I'm trying to think of right now? It started to become more abundant. It started to become more favorable. You guys, I just made a mistake again. Oh no. Okay. This is not the Wheel of Fortune. It's the Empress. It's still a repeating card. Why did I think that was the Wheel of Fortune? That's weird. Okay. Well, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. But maybe there's some kind of nugget of information there for somebody. So let's take that back. Oh man, we need more coffee. It's the Empress. I don't know what I was thinking. It's the Empress twice. That's again Libra energy. So it could mean something to you, but doesn't necessarily have to. But when it is, you know, basically showing up twice, again, a message from Spirit, right? 1 in 72 chances that it'll come out again. And here, this time it's a little bit different where the smaller card is more future current energies in that second week, so April 1st through April 9th. And then this one is, again, energy from the recent past. So this is beautiful, and in different ways than what I thought it was at first, of course, but it is about this creativity, this energy, this leveling up, this stepping into your own power, or they are, or multiple people are, general environment situation, but it is very abundant energy, supportive energy. She has a support system, right? Whatever that means for you, but she's also channeling her emotions in a positive way. You see all the way in the background and underneath her feet, there is that water, okay, the emotions here. All right, so she is very abundant. She is very confident in herself and what she can manifest, and also delegating tasks to others and having a good team and having teamwork, leadership qualities here, okay? So now that I know what card it is, my God, I need to finish drinking this. Let's go ahead and see which cards it's confirming. So the Empress right side up is coming in here and confirming the Queen of Staves in reverse, the 8 of Swords in reverse, and your other 8, the 8 of Sacred Circles, or also known as 8 of Pentacles right side up, okay? So I would say that in the first card, it's not a catalyst or complementary energy per se, but in the second two, in this one and in this one, it's very complementary, or it was a catalyst energy. But we'll go one by one and kind of break it down here. So with this, I almost called it Wheel of Fortune again. With this Empress card coming in here and confirming the 8 of Staves in the reverse position, it's almost like excuse me, someone is taking on, it's a little bit of back and forth energy. It's like, on one hand, someone perhaps wants to level up and is ready to be the boss, be the CEO, be the queen. And on the other hand, it's like, no, I'm not quite ready yet. Maybe this is because if you are now offered in the more future current energies, a leveling up in some area of life, in a romantic relationship, at work, with friends or family, with your money, with your health, whatever it is, right? Maybe it's triggering you or triggering the other person or multiple people, general environment situation where you're just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm ready or they're ready. It's also something I feel for some of you guys where perhaps somebody doesn't want to take on the pressures of being in a leadership role or leveling up in some area of your life. Perhaps, again, they're not feeling abundant, they're not feeling particularly creative, or they're having a hard time manifesting seeds for the future. This woman isn't pregnant like the other Empress is, but it still has those undertones in the energy of the card. Okay. So for here, I would say that maybe it's just a reminder. Okay, it's a gentle reminder or challenge that if you find yourself in the energy of the Queen of Staves, the card that was your first card in the reading, or the other person does, to then kind of channel out of that and be like, well, how can I embody the Empress, or how can I bring Empress energy into this situation, or where I'm at, or where they're at, vice versa, to kind of then get the energy going again, to get out of that energetic blockage. Okay. So when the Empress comes in here and confirms the Eight of Swords in the reverse position, is very complimentary, right? It is confirming it. It's saying, yes, the more that you let go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, or the other person is a multiple people general environment, the more that you can then be that Empress energy, be regal, right? Step into your own power, become confident, plant seeds for the future, have more passion and creativity in your life and whatever you want to manifest. So there, it's very complimentary for sure. And then, right, we were saying before that a lot of other signs were getting this card, maybe towards the middle of April, of that really productive, busy energy, the Eight of Pentacles right side up, or Eight of Sacred Circles right side up. So learning a new skill or craft, or deepening your knowledge of a skill or a craft, and then just getting really busy with that and producing things, okay? And maybe even a fast pace, all right? So when you couple it with the Empress energy, let's say she could be, even as an example, a representation of one of the workers for the Empress, right? Maybe she's making these drums. This Native American woman here is making these drums for the Empress, okay? Just as an example. So it's very complimentary, and it is like planting seeds for the future in the same way the Empress is, right? So let's say this woman let's say she's her own boss, okay? She's like, I'm Native American. I'm not working for this white woman. Okay, I'm just joking, but for real. She has her own drum shop, okay? So she's like, okay, right now I only have a couple of drums, but if I plant the seeds for the future, if I make more drums available, then the energy, the law of attraction will bring her more customers to then buy those drums, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. But it's very nice. So let's keep moving forward. And your second confirmation card is the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. Now, this is, again, energy from the recent past, whatever that means for you here, Sagittarius. But this is how you want to see this card, okay? Because when it's right side up, he is very defensive. Again, the wands talk about our defenses, okay? He's ready to fight. He's put all these wands around him. He's got all these walls around him. So it's a very defensive energy. Here, it's coming out of that. So maybe it's saying that in the recent past, here, Sagittarius, you yourself or another person that you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation, started to let some of those walls down, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to just let anybody come in and fight you or hurt you in some way, right? But it doesn't mean you need to fight every battle. And it doesn't mean you need to have all these walls around you, okay? So this is very beautiful to see. Now, when it comes in here and it's confirming the Hermit in reverse, the Magician in reverse, and the Prince of Swords right side up. It is obviously complimentary only for maybe, let's say, the one at the top, okay? But, because we're going to do it one by one, it is reminding you, a gentle reminder, right, that if you find yourself in the energy of the Hermit in the reverse position, not trusting your intuition, or not wanting to find your own answers within, right, or trust your gut instincts or your first reaction to something, then it's going to be harder for you to let your walls down, let your defenses down, okay? So when I mentioned, where was it? Somewhere we were talking about wands, where it can be our defenses too high, if it was Seven of Wands right side up? Are we blocking our abundance where we're fighting everyone and we're even blocking the good things from coming in? Or are our defenses too low where we are seen as vulnerable or taken advantage of, right? We want to be in between those two. We always kind of want to like strive for balance. So ultimately, I would say if you want to be more balanced, right, if you want to let some of those walls down, defenses down, you need your intuition, okay? Or the other person does, a general environment situation, right? But also, if we're talking about in matters of health, right? Your intuition, you know your body the best, okay? No doctor or other person can tell you what you know, what's going on in your body, okay? So that could even be applied to health if we're talking about the wands too. All right, now moving forward, when the Seven of Wands in reverse is confirming the Magician in reverse, yeah, if you want your confidence back, if you want to feel like you have more tools and resources available to you to manifest whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, then you need to not be so defensive, right? So even defensive to yourself or detrimental to yourself, where, again, if you want to work on the confidence issues, right? If you're not your own fan first, then it's going to be harder to manifest, right? If we're talking about issues of confidence, it doesn't have to be that for everyone. It could just be that general stagnating energy or energetic blockage, right? Or more about the resources and tools. But yeah, I mean, you again don't want to be over defensive. You don't want to be under defensive. You want to be just right. Okay, moving forward. I feel like that made me think of the little what was it, that little kid's story? Is it the Three Bears where the little kid, it's a horrible story, but because it has all these deeper, darker metaphors. But as far as, is it the Little Bears or there's another one where basically there's a person or kid or whatever, and they go and try all these different beds. So they try the porridge from one bear and the bed from one bear and they don't like it. And then they keep going and then they find the one that's just right. I don't know why that just popped into my head. So yeah, strive for balance, find the things that are just right for you, but also don't steal from people and go into people's houses where you don't belong, like the Three Little Bears. Anyway, I love how I'm having a moment in the Sagittarius reading because I am a sun sign Sagittarius and I have lots of other placements in Sagittarius. So hopefully you guys will forgive me and laugh with me. All right, moving forward. Yes, thank you. Let me turn that off. So we have now the Seven of Wands in reverse confirming the Prince of Swords right side up. So again, when you're letting those defenses down, some, not all the way, but some, then you can be more clear and level-headed, and you can again integrate your heart chakra and your crown chakra together, right? And keep moving forward and having abundance and whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. So the other thing too, I think I forgot to mention about the prince in general, when we talk about princes or princesses, I think you only have one here, is that he's also open to learning. So he is not a king yet, right? So it could also even be a little side note being like, stay curious about life regardless of your age or your status of work and this and that, or your money or whatever, to always be curious about life. All right. Okay, let's get to finally the end of your confirmation cards here. And now this is more future, current, present energies with these last two. These first two were recent past, and this is more future, current, present energies. So your first one here, or your third confirmation card, technically is the Queen of Pentacles in the right side up position. Now this card has also been excuse me, coming out in some of the readings here for this time period and more towards the end. So again, this could be speaking about maybe more astrology or collective unconscious, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? But this woman, I love the way she looks in this card because She is like just so strong. She's got this scarf around her face and her crown on, of course, but just her position and her posture, in this drawing here is just so badass, right? So she's a queen. She's sitting on her throne. She's very abundant. She has all the pentacles, all the coins, all the money, right? All the abundance. Again, abundance isn't just money, but whatever you want to manifest in your life. She's got it. She's got the resources. She's got the support. She's got the confidence, the badass posture. She has it all, okay? And this is also for momentum and abundance and progress and all this stuff. So she's going to come in here and she's going to confirm all three of these positive for momentum cards too. So she's confirming the Ace of Cups right side up, the Empress right side up, and the Four of Staves or Four of Wands right side up, okay? So here this time, finally, they are all complementary energy. What else was I going to say? I can't remember. It'll come to me. So let's break it down one by one. So with the Ace of Cups first, right? That fresh start energy, that resiliency and abundance and more positive emotions, right? With the cups and the water. She doesn't show her emotions to everybody, right? Because she is the queen. She's even covering a little bit of her face, right? So it's like there's a time and a place to and certain people that you want to show your emotions to, right? But you want it to be people that you can trust, okay? So I'm sure since she is a leader, she's a queen, that there's certain people that she can do that with, okay? But she is also just much like the Empress, right? She's delegating tasks to others because she can't be everywhere and everything to everybody. But she also relies on her support system to help her keep having her cup runneth over, right? To keep having the positive emotions or content, happy emotions here, okay? She also, just like the Ace of Cups, is very resilient. She worked hard to get there, okay? But she is, she's not going to let anyone come in there and mess with her money, mess with her health, mess with her love, her job, her creativity, whatever it is, okay? So she's not like the Queen of Swords, right? She's the Queen of Pentacles. So she's a little bit softer energy, but she's still pretty badass, okay? So let's keep going forward though. When this badass Queen of Pentacles is confirming the Empress in the right side up position, it's two badass women confirming each other, complementing each other, right? And so, yeah, they both have channeled their emotions in a positive way to plant seeds for the future, even though this one isn't pregnant in this one per se, but she is a leader. She is at the top of her game. So when these two come together, it could be that if you're leveling up in a relationship, a job, your health, money, etc., it's like you're now ready to step into that next step or stage of something, or even a mindset or philosophy here. So it's just kind of supporting you in that energy for the next or for the first 2 weeks of April or so, or maybe even beyond for some. Now, when she comes in here and is confirming the Four of Staves right side up, right, she's kind of saying that if you want this celebratory energy, the party-like atmosphere, if you want the comfortable nature or communication with someone or between two energies, you can do that, right? You can have the time to enjoy those moments. If you're busy all the time, maybe you can't enjoy it as much. But she's saying you will be able to do that. You just remember your power, right? So if you're not necessarily a leader, or let's say if you're not necessarily wanting to level up in some way, or it hasn't happened just yet, it can also be that confidence thing that we talked about before, of stepping into your own power, of embodying the energies of the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, right? with whether you're a man or a woman or whatever, however you identify, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about the gender. We're just talking about the metaphors here. So whoever you are, right, being the best that you can be, but being really confident in those energies. And again, going back to magician, believing in yourself first. Okay. So let's get to the last one here. Finally, we have the Three of Cups, right side up. One thing too, real quickly, so I forgot to check earlier. Let's go ahead and count how many of the minor arcanas you have here, because I feel like you have a lot of cups. So let's see, we've got one. Okay, maybe you only have two. Just kidding. We only have two cups. Okay, let's count the wands. We've got 1, 2, 3. 3 wands. Okay. How many swords do we have? 1, 2. Only 2. Okay. How many pentacles do we have? Where am I at? 1, 2. I lost it. Wait. So wait, cups were only 2, so it's not cups. Swords were only 2, it's not swords. Wands were 2. Oh my gosh, am I that? Okay, I'm having a moment. Wait, guys, hold on. Having a moment, several moments. Clearly, I have to write it down. I'm losing my mind. Okay, cups is 2. Right? 2. Pentacles, 1, 2, 2. Swords, 1, 2. Okay. Wands. Oh, it is wands. It's 3, right? 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Lord, why was that so difficult? Okay. So why am I doing this? What does it mean? The majority of your minor arcana is an underlying theme to your reading. So we already talked about what wands mean. So that's just another underlying theme in your reading. So anyway, I've never had to write it down like that. I'm so sorry. Again, I think I'm extra tired today, so I apologize. Anyway, back to your wonderful Three of Cups, right? In the right side up position. And this is, again, more future, current, present energies, possibilities. Again, look at the celebration, okay? Much like the Four of Staves over there, okay? So you see these 3 women cheersing together, and the cups represent the emotions. So it's happy emotions, celebratory emotions, supportive emotions. They're all together supporting each other. So when this energy comes in, it's going to confirm the same 3 cards we just did, but maybe a little differently, okay, or on another level, right? It's confirming Ace of Cups, it's confirming the Empress, and it is also confirming the Four of Staves, 4 of Wands, right side up. So all 3 of these, again, are complementary and beautiful, okay? So we'll break it down. Breakdown. All right. So the Three of Cups, when it confirms the Ace of Cups, it's like, yeah, if you want to have more emotionally happy, content atmosphere with your emotions or other people's multiple emotions, right? Then maybe you need a support system. You need to rely on your support system, okay? Yes, you're resilient like the lotus flower with the Ace of Cups, and you have been in the past, and you could be in the future if you needed to, but also you have a support system, so why do it on your own if you don't necessarily need to, right? And then when it comes in, it confirms the Empress. It's like, yes, if you plant those seeds for the future, if you step into your power, your leadership role, whatever you want to call it, if you are more creative and confident, you will have more celebrations, more support around you. So it goes back and forth. They complement each other, okay? And then double confirmation, 2 cards that both speak of celebration, comfortability with each other, supportive energy, okay? And hopefully it's more of whether it's romantic union or work partnership or with friends or family or even different parts of yourself coming together as a sacred union. Hopefully it's more the higher vibrational unions because that's kind of how I feel with these two energies. So very, very beautiful here, Sagittarius. Yes, I hope you have a party, you have celebratory energy. I hope you have all the supportive energy, all the good things. So since we're already over time, before you go, if you're still here, let us get into your oracle cards. So your first one here, since you're speaking about love, right, is your love oracle card, whether you're watching for romantic, platonic love, or self-love. Your love oracle message for this time period and beyond possibly is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay? So pretty self-explanatory for all three categories, whether romantic, platonic, or self-love. Let the love out and express it. Okay? Beautiful. Here, Sagittarius. Now, your last oracle card here is from the Rumi Oracle deck. And Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet. And Elena Fairchild, the author of this oracle deck, has taken some of his poetry and partnered it with this artist. I can't remember their name right now, and made some really beautiful oracle cards. So the one you got for this time period is the Human Gift, card number 17. So I'll read real quickly this short poem and then give you like 2-3 sentences of a meditation if you want to try to get into this energy. So let's go ahead. Okay. So the human gift, right? Okay. Oh heart, what is the excuse for all these blunders? Such loyalty is offered by the beloved, yet so much treason comes from you. Such kindness is offered by the beloved, yet so much defiance and resistance comes from you. Such grace is offered by the beloved, yet so much fault and failure comes from you. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity, yet so much jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion. Do you bemoan your lack of faith? Do you berate yourself, blazing angel, because you have moments where you cannot bring yourself to trust and love more than you trust in your fear? Do you lament and worry that you could or should be living in greater surrender? And yet, when is light more precious than when it arises from darkness? When is trust more admirable than when it involves an uncertain yet bold leap of faith? Where did your Fool card go? Sorry, leap of faith. Fool card from the past. Okay, sorry. Let me finish the poem here. Let's see. When is trust more admirable than when it involves an uncertain yet bold leap of faith? O human angel, your path is perfection in the divine sense, not in some artificial absence of struggle, but in the wrestling of darkness and light that ignites the fire within your holy heart. So rise up now from your doubts and adolishments and let your human self be loved. Even for all the doubt, you are still a cherished one of the great beloved and always shall be. That's beautiful. All right. Let's see what the little meditation says. It says, place your hands on your heart and say the following aloud. I love you. You are strong, brave, and powerful. You are gentle, vulnerable, and inspired. You are truth. You are insight. You are wisdom. You are life. I love you, and you are safe. You are the divine made flesh. You, my precious heart, my precious connection to life, I adore you. Thank you for loving. Let us open the inner window, let the still emotion out, and breathe in fresh life now, for you are to be well and thrive, according to love's grace and wisdom. I trust in what you know and what you see. In compassion, I honor all perceptions of truth, so be it. And then it says, you finished your honorary ritual. So yeah, that was really beautiful. I actually kind of liked the meditation a little bit more than the poem, or not necessarily more, but it was kind of easier to understand maybe. So anyway, Sagittarius, excuse me, thank you guys so much as always for your likes, for your shares, and your energy. So that is your reading. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon in the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new videos. And then also, yeah, if you want to see the photo too, you can just click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on where to see the photo. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys are well and take care during this time period, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.